All right, y'all. How y'all doing? It's Sunday. Man, it's 5:13. I've been up since 2:30 in the morning. Early. early. But I gotta be. Man, I'm cooking for like 30 or 40 people today. So, you gotta get that start early. Mm. How y'all doing? As you know, I am Marwan Cameron. I'm blessed and highly favored. And uh, Echo, Alexa, cancel that timer. I'm making 7-minute timer stopped on Marwan, second Echo said. Why, thank you. Making a big old pot of Professor Spaghetti today for our event later on. My camera's all crazy up in here. um, so up early. Oh, look at that. Mr. Dent is up. How you doing there, Mr. Dent? How's your morning going? You starting your day the G2 way? I know that I am. Doing my thing. Let me go into the kitchen here. How you doing, camera? You gonna follow me? You gonna follow me? There you go. There you go. Yeah, we got a lot going on. So, you know, a good way to feed a bunch of people, of course, is spaghetti. I was thinking, so weird. The other day, I was talking about my dad, and talking about on Cameron's kitchen actually, talking about how in the old days, how we would get disciplined for doing things. And so what was so weird about that is I ended up having a really vivid and lucid dream about my dad. And it was a really cool dream. It was a long dream. I usually don't remember my dreams. And so it was really cool. It felt like, I don't know, I guess the best way that I can describe it is it felt like he was actually visiting me, if that makes sense. You know, and he wasn't saying anything profound. There was no like words of encouragement or anything like that. It just was a very vivid dream. It was really interesting. But we had a good time in the dream, and I know sometimes we wake up and we have bad dreams and we're in a panic. But I just woke up feeling really peaceful and you know just happy. You know, being able to feel the experiences of spending time with my father. So it was really nice. It was good to wake up Saturday morning in that mindset, in that frame of mind. So I don't know if you've had any dreams like that, but yeah, it was pretty cool. So that kind of started my day. I just woke up to use the restroom, and you came on. Well, get some sleep, man. I will see you later on in the day. Yeah, I actually I was tired, so I ended up falling asleep before 10 o'clock yesterday. I was done. I planned on getting all this stuff done that was on my schedule for Saturday night. Saturday was already a long day. Church was at 11 a.m. And then the Rev and I did our new show. And then after that, I had a presentation that I needed to make to some folks. And so that was another hour and a half of presenting. And then finally, oh no, then I had to run the streets and hit some stores and try to find some things that, don't procrastinate, y'all. Don't wait till the last minute because it makes it pretty horrible. By the way, the secret ingredient for Professor Spaghetti is that Jimmy Dean maple sausage. That's the jam right there. So if you're looking for a good spaghetti recipe that everyone is sure to love, it's that Jimmy Dean's maple sausage. I don't use hamburger meat. I really don't even need to uh, use a lot of seasonings, and everyone seems to universally love it. And then now I like to use the chunky ragu, but I couldn't find it, and I needed the big jars because there's so many folks, right? This is a 4.1 pound, plastic jar. So I've got 3 jars in that pot there. I may use this one, but in my infinite wisdom, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna clean up my pots and pans, and I'm gonna get rid of some so I can save some space. And now I need more pots. Anyway, I am my father's son in a lot of different ways, and the one thing that he would do is he would always cook a ton of food. I would say to the point of overcooking, right? There was always leftovers. Everyone could always have seconds, thirds, whatever, but he always cooked for an army. And the Cameron army was pretty big anyway, but he didn't know how to cook any other way. So I kind of got that from him. So I just kind of, I smile when I cook, and I attempt to make it, the right portion. So I think now at this point, I've just given up the ghost. It's like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to overcook. I'm going to feed as many people as possible. And that's just going to be what it is. That's how he did. So that's how I do. Another trick for Professor Spaghetti, as you know, I don't like being dirty. I don't like usually dressed up. So the last thing I need is spaghetti sauce. Flip it onto my tie, little salt. I put just a little bit of oil in there so my noodles don't stick. But I break my noodles into thirds. Enough to still get on your fork, but not enough that it's just hanging and flipping all over the place when you're trying to eat your food. So I don't even know when I started breaking them into thirds. I think I've always hated that. You got your plate or your bowl and you're spinning your fork and your noodles are the sauce is just flipping everywhere. Just drives me crazy. And when Layla was little, girl, she, I don't think she understood that the sauce was supposed to go in her mouth. So, sauce would be everywhere. Dad don't like that. You know what I mean? So I've never thought it was cute to see the kids with the sauce all over their face and all over their hands, and the parents are smiling. It's like, no, that drives me crazy. I can't do it. Not gonna be able to do it. So, she let me try my noodles, make sure they're good. About 11 minutes or so. It's good. I also like to use the thin spaghetti and not the thick spaghetti. Everyone's got their preference. Kind of like the thin. And then, of course, I mix my sauce and meat and noodles all together. That's how I was raised. I do like it the other way, but I like it this way better, I must admit. Now, the key is definitely making sure that you got enough meat in your spaghetti. So I would say for a 4-pound jar of the tomato sauce or the spaghetti sauce, you're going to want to use 1 packet of the Jimmy Dean sausage. So I've got 4 in here because my plan was to use 4 jars, but we'll see. And that, it's really over meaty at that point. I don't say over meaty. I mean, it could always be meatier. Let's just get that straight. It could be meatier, but most people like it. Now, the Jimmy Dean, what's cool about it is that maple just kind of gives it that little sweetness to the spaghetti. And I like my spaghetti sweeter than more. It's not tart. I just like it a little sweeter, right? But I don't add any sugar in the sauce. I don't do any of that stuff. Like I said, I do like the chunky ragu, with the big chunks of mushrooms and vegetables in it. But they just didn't have it in the big jars. And since I'm cooking for a bunch of people, I gotta do what I gotta do. Now this recipe, you know what? I don't know when this recipe came about. Now I call it Professor Spaghetti. That was a different type of instructor. When I was teaching at Olympic College, again, I think because of my experiences, I I understood what it meant to be a starving student, right? I understood the high stakes of being an adult learner and trying to gain skills and then get back into the workforce, and the opportunity cost of foregoing that money and trying to live on fast fund scholarships and loans and grants and all that good stuff. So, you know, food always makes things a little bit easier for people. So I would bring in food into the classroom, and I found that the students really appreciated that, you know. Again, probably something that I got from my dad. Those are just the things that he did. I remember when, I don't know how many of you remember Pat's Cookies Jar on Wheaton Way. Shout out to them. But my dad loved that restaurant, but more so, he loved all the desserts. He loved the desserts at Pat's Cookie Jar. And he can go in there and spend $200, $300 on desserts, when he was principal, and go and bring it into the school or to events. He believed in Pat's Cookie Jar, let me tell you. Sorry to see them gone. Definitely were an old staple. It's interesting when you think of, the things in your life that make you who you are. There was a time when I definitely would have not seen me doing any of these things, right? For the community or anyone else. So this is definitely not who I was, in my younger years, in my 20s, for sure. Yeah, I never thought I'd be in social services and, starting a nonprofit and feeding folks and trying to help people out. I definitely was focused on Mr. Cameron. I love me some me, as Terrell Owens would say. So it's pretty interesting that I find myself here. And then when I stop and I think about how I got here and why I do the things that I do and why I value the things that I value, I have to attribute a lot of those things to my father. It's almost June. So, Father's Day is coming up. I don't know, maybe that's why I'm being a little thoughtful. Could be, who knows? During the holidays, shout out to the Doyle's family. We would alternate Christmases. So they had a really large family too. And so they would come to our house one holiday, and then we go to their house one holiday. And there might be like 20 of us all together, plus, folks that would drop in and whatnot. So there was always a bunch of food. And later on in life, my pops would literally get up. Well, he wouldn't even go to bed the day before, Christmas Eve. Go to church, come back, start cooking. And so he'd cook all night. Even the adults couldn't keep up with him. Like, Dad, we going to bed, He would lay on the floor in front of the oven so his turkey didn't get too dry if he had to. I mean, he took it serious. This was serious business. He was not playing around. He loved food, and he was able to love on a lot of people through food. If you've ever had the privilege or for the kids, the embarrassment of going to a restaurant with him, he would just, ooh, cha, this food is so good. Hallelujah. Someone else will order and their food will come out. They say, "Ooh, child, what you order over there? What is that? That is looking so good. Mm-hmm. Go ahead now. That looks delicious." And then he might go, and the waiter would come over and he's like, "You know what? Go ahead and bring me one of those too." It's like, "Dad, you already ordered your entree." It's like, "No, yeah, I know some, but that looked good. So go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and bring me that. And a Diet Pepsi." Like a Diet Pepsi, I think you kind of, that is not going to offset what you got going on, Dad. A Diet Pepsi with all that. Or Crystal Light, So funny. So as kids, that could be pretty embarrassing, right? But he would just, strike up conversations with strangers, standing in line to order, sitting down, eating. And, folks would smile and laugh and feel better about their experience. And that's just who he was. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Makes me wonder, too, now he's Reverend Cameron. So I'm definitely not that. I'm just Mr. Cameron. But he was very funny. And I think that might also be a reason why I'm the way that I am also. Although I'm finding more people share the fact that they are introverted, because I believe I'm an introverted person. You know, I spend a lot of time talking in front of people, whether I'm teaching or in meetings or whatever the case may be. So whenever I can have the opportunity to recharge and be by myself, I love it. I need it. I actually need it. And there are days when it's difficult, It's like, I can do whatever I need to do. I just don't want to do it with anybody. But, the duties that are required are many. So you got to suit up and get out there and do what you got to do. Now, the benefit of that is I think it is really helpful to be a listener. So I listen a lot when I'm in meetings, when I'm around other people. I already know how I feel. I already know how I think. I know what I believe, but I want to hear what other people believe. So if I'm talking or trying to convince you of my point, then I can't learn about you and understand why you have derived your responses in the way to which you have. And another thing is, I have plenty of opportunities to speak. My voice is heard uh, when I want it to be. I don't feel like, I don't have an opportunity to have my voice or my opinions expressed. So it's better to allow others to express their opinions. They may be finding themselves, they may be finding their voice. So I can fall back and observe and listen and learn while others share their experiences and what they think and what they believe. Yeah, look at that. Now, when you're cooking 4 packs of sausage at one time, that it takes a while, right? So I'm not in any hurry. Oh, by the way, I hate cooking. I absolutely hate cooking. My dad loves cooking. I don't like cooking. Takes too long. I'll wash the dishes, but I'm even getting to the point where I really don't care for that. I just got too many other things going on. It is not therapeutic like people say it is. So, but I do like cooking for people. I do like preparing food for folks and feeding folks. That I do like. So it's kind of an interesting dilemma that I have. But yes, this is 2 pounds of noodles here. And then I've got my pot going again for another 2 pounds. I've got 12 pounds of sauce. And then I've got 4 packs of the Jimmy Dean maple sausage. I've got one more thing of sauce if I need it. And what I'll do is I'll probably put it in some pans here. So it'll be easier to transport today. Wash these out. And then what's nice too is I can put them in the oven, keep them on warm. That spaghetti's nice and hot. And then when I transport it, it gets to its location, it's still nice and warm till I can get it into the, what are those things called that you plug in? They're not chafing dishes. We're not going to use uh, the oil today. We're going to plug them in, but I can, plug it in and then keep it warm that way. So I'm not sure. I have to think. I have to see how much I have. I could probably maybe keep it in both of these pots. That might work. And then transport it and then go ahead and transfer it. Or maybe what I should do is just drive down to G2, go and get them, put them in the dishes, and then just transport it so I don't have to move it over once I get there. I could save a step. So maybe I'll do that. Man, it's been raining so hard. Couldn't sleep. So, like I said, I fell out before 10. I've been up since like 2 or so. And the rain was falling so hard. I love that. They're just kind of relaxing. I wasn't too happy that I was awake. What am I going to do? But it's going to be a busy day. 12 o'clock. Well, at 11 o'clock, we're taking a tour of the Masonic Temple downtown Bremerton. So we may enter into a partnership with them. So shout out to them and use their space. So we're going to go and take a tour of their building and see if it will work for G2 for what we have going on. And then at 12, I've got my podcast with Councilwoman Jennifer Chamberlain of District 1 here in Bremerton. So you don't want to miss that. It's election time. See what she's got going on, what progress she's made. So tune in if you have any questions, especially if you're in District 1. Make sure you tune in and ask those questions. If for some reason you can't be there because maybe you're in church or something, just submit the questions here or send them to the Conduit Podcast Show at gmail.com and I will ask them when she comes on, and then you can watch the show later and get your answers. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. And then after that, it'll be 1 p.m. And I'm going to have to do a mad dash scramble for what I got going on today and get all this food and stuff, to the church. So for 2 o'clock. So busy day. But it's good to be busy. It really is. It's a blessing to be busy, to have something to do, to have people to do it for. Sometimes we don't want to be bothered. The show with the Rev was pretty interesting yesterday. So we restarted our podcast with Pastor Ellington. So that was a good show there. Looking forward to seeing how that goes. Our conversations are always good. This one was definitely steeped more like directly into the Bible and Bible interpretation yesterday. So there wasn't a lot of kind of life application in there, but more of understanding. And what I liked about the conversation, especially at the end, was, getting his opinion on if you're going to go and visit a different church and you're trying to figure out if this is the potential church for you, what you should be looking for, And so I think that's helpful. Many of us have had experiences of going to a place, not just church, it could be an organization, and not feeling welcome when you walked in the door and just kind of getting that feeling like, I don't think this is the place. They don't seem to really want me here, and I don't want to be anywhere where I'm not wanted. You know what I mean? So I thought that was really helpful. I thought that was a good discussion. And as I share, you know, my conversation and my inquiries or my critique is based on conversations that I've had with folks that are not in the church, right? That went to the church and no longer go to church for whatever the reasons are. So, uh, yeah, I think it's really helpful to have those conversations. You know, I got my caramel latte candle burning that I made a few days ago. So, you know, I'm going to burn my candles. Got to have that. The only thing I'm missing is my jazz. You know, I need that. You know what? I do need to turn on some jazz. Let me turn on some jazz for us. Let me do that. Let me turn on some jazz. We need some jazz up in here. We need some jazz up in here. This nice little relaxing jazz. Let's see. I got to get some other jazz on. I keep playing the same jazz over and over again. I apologize. But you know, you got to have some royalty-free music. Otherwise, you know, they hit you. They hit you hard. And we don't want that. We don't want that at all. So what you guys going to do this fine day? It's a holiday weekend. You know, unfortunately, it's raining. Echo, what's the weather tomorrow?
Tomorrow, you'll see cloudy skies and can expect a high of 60 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 46 degrees. Would you also like to do humidity?
No, I'm good. So it looks like it's not going to rain tomorrow, but, you know, not going to be a super warm day. But today is definitely going to rain for sure, like it was yesterday. We need it, though. I'm not mad at the rain. I know a lot of people get frustrated with it. They're exhausted. They're ready for the sun. They're ready for the heat. And I feel you. But, you know, we need the water desperately. We need it desperately. So, got a little hoodie lint on my head. Oh, there we go. Yeah. That better? Let's see. Let me see how that sounds. Let's see how that sounds right there. Can y'all hear that music? Let me turn it up a little bit. There we go. Hopefully it ain't too loud. That should be pretty good. Put that mic over there a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, I know what to do. I can just grab this little speaker here. That's what I'll do. How you doing, BK? Oh man, you already know. I'm cooking. Got to make meals for like 30 people today. You know. All right, come on, next song. I've been up since pretty early. Couldn't sleep. Plus, I had to get this done. You know, I fell asleep early. I was supposed to be working on this last night, but I fell out. So I got to get it done now. Get her done. So I'm getting her done. I'm getting her done. All right, my meat is done. Can turn that on. My water is almost ready to boil. My sauce has been simmering. Again, I'm gonna make 4 pounds of spaghetti noodles, 12 pounds of spaghetti sauce, then 4 packages of my secret weapon, my Jimmy Dean maple sausage. So today we're gonna have fried chicken because fried chicken and spaghetti is always nice. Yep, that's right, that's right, that's right. Yeah, and you know what? We're gonna be at the church and not here because we figured it was cold and because it's raining, we bought another tent. Shh, shh, shh. Delete that. In case he's looking. um, we're gonna be at the church, so it's dry. But you need to bring your domino game, your spades game, your Uno game. You know what I'm saying, and be ready to go because we're gonna be doing it. You know, we're gonna have a good time in there. So uh, I think they even got what is it, Cards Against Humanity or something like that. I don't know if we're gonna be able to play that one or not. We'll see. I hear that's a very adult-centered game, so I believe there's gonna be kids in the building. So we'll see how that one goes. But um, yeah, we've got several decks of cards and dominoes, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time today. So 2 p.m. Yep. We're just gonna go to the church so we can be dry. You know, that's so interesting. Like I got Rob and Monkey went and got 20 chairs. I got 20 chairs up in here, ready to get set up out in the yard. But it was just raining so hard, you know, and you know how we are. Even though we're Washingtonians, the rain comes out, we start. Oh, it's raining. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to come. I don't want to get wet. I don't want to play Cards Against You. I've never played it, so it's you put it in all caps. So you're saying I don't want to do it. Okay, so then we'll play Uno and we'll play spades and you know, well, what are some other games that people play? Uh, I don't know how to play Bid Whiz. You know how to play that one? No one's ever taught me how to play that. It's bad. Oh man, see, that sounds like my type of game. If it's bad, that must be for me. They must have made that game for me. So that's okay though, because the team wanted to close down the building. I think this weekend and do just that. Play Cards Against Humanity. I think this Saturday coming up in G2. So uh, and that will not be televised. From what I understand, that can't be televised. So you'll just have to hear about it. And if you haven't played it, you might want to try it out. But you can see that BK is saying is bad. I don't know what happened to my jazz. Turn my jazz back up. Come on now. That's it. Jazz makes everything better. All right. So like I said, my water's boiling now. Not kid friendly. Yeah, okay. We won't play it then. We'll do all the other stuff. It cannot be televised. That just seems like all the more reason to televise it. But it sounds like you might get canceled if that gets televised. So like I said, I rip my noodles into thirds because I don't like getting sauce on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it splattering around. And then I like the thin spaghetti, not the thick spaghetti. I don't like the angel hair pasta though, which I think is thinner than just the thin spaghetti. The angel hair is too thin, so I just go with the thin. No, I've never played it. I never played it. I had one opportunity to play it. I took, I think it was year one of G2. I took 17 volunteers to Seaside, Oregon, as a thank you for their work. And in one of the hotel rooms, they ended up playing. But at the time, I was otherwise engaged, so I could not. I did not join into the festivities. During that time, I was bringing my own sand to the beach, if you know what I mean. So I missed out on that opportunity. Alexa, set an 11-minute timer. So about 11 minutes is good for the noodles. You'll love it. Oh yeah. They tell me I'm gonna love it, so I'm looking forward to it. And I can be I can be a dirty boy, so it should. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Plus, I think they like when they see me be out of character, or maybe it's just in character. I never really thought about it. I could just be in character. It could just be who I am. It is what it is. I ain't mad. Yeah, so like I said, we're gonna fry chicken. The Rev's wife Amanda's gonna make two different types of dip. I don't know what Stephanie's making. Kendra made some bomb potato salad yesterday. It was her first time making it, and it turned out really well. So much so that half of it is gone. I mean, she made what a like a 10-pound bag of potatoes, and half of it's gone already. So there's not a whole lot of potato salad. I mean, there's some. Everyone gonna get a little dollop, and that's it. But yeah, people were destroying it yesterday at church. So she did her thing, and then she made meatloaf for the first time, and that was pretty good. So not too bad, not too bad. And then of course we're gonna put the grills up. So Rob is gonna come over and put the grill in his pickup truck and drive it over to the church so we can fire the grill up. Matter of fact, I got to go outside and grab some hamburger buns, which means I need to put on some shoes, go to my freezer. So we go through so much food in our food program. I've got to we got to keep a lot of freezers. I have 4 full-size freezers in my backyard, 2 of which right now are full of food. And when the summer food program starts, uh, it's probably going to be quite full. So you can imagine what my electric bill looks like running 5 full-size appliances like that. My electric bill is not friendly. you know, kind of feel like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Could you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? But this Mr. Rogers wears a hoodie. Yeah, there you go. All right. I might cut out for a second. We'll see how my mics work. I got to just run out in the back, but I'll be back lickety split. 2 shakes of a dog's tail or a cat's tail or however they say it. I don't know if it's going to cut out. Oh, man, I put the tarps back on the freezer. What was I thinking? I need to get some hamburger buns here. Let's see, 1, 2, what's that? 8 buns. That's 32 buns. All right, I think 32 buns might be enough. What y'all think? 32 enough? Hopefully 32 buns is enough. All right, I went and got some buns out the freezer. Oh, Seattle sourdough. Hey, these are actually really good. Whew, man, I got so much stuff to pack up in here. Go ahead and put this over here on the couch, ready to go. And get the cards ready. Get another set of dominoes. Folks been threatening me. Do you know that the Rev's wife was threatening me about dominoes? You understand? I don't get it. I don't know. I didn't do nothing to nobody. I was just little old Marwan. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. The folks just be wanting to beat up on me. And I don't even know why. Especially with this innocent face that I have here. I'm so innocent. It's a true story. The only thing about burning your candles when you're cooking, if they're a scented candle, you can no longer smell the scent. So I may need to consider, if I'm burning while I'm cooking, I might as well not waste the scent. Although, I'm not going to burn through a candle in one setting. Although there are times when I just let them burn all the way through. I think the longest candle I've had was almost 2 days straight. It's a really good good, slow burning wax. It was great. Somebody got to put these stickers up on the pans, you know? Hey, when it leaves that little um, sticky film from the stickers on there. Drives me crazy. They didn't have to do that. They know they didn't have to do that. I can tell you what, though. These pans might be a little too small for what I got going on. You know, lamb's tail. You know, I've had lamb heart. I've never had lamb tail. Layla went camping for the first time last week. She absolutely loved it. And she got to dissect owl pellets. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember dissecting owl pellets when I was your age. I said, well, we also dissected a lamb heart. And then our teacher cooked it in the class. So I think she cooked it at home and then brought it in. And we all ate it. It's kind of weird, but we ate it. I don't remember it tasting bad, you know. Just kind of, you know, the morbid curiosity of a child to be able to eat something so crazy. So it was like, oh yeah, I want some of that. I want some of that. So we had some lamb heart. Man, wash your pans, y'all. Everyone been touching on them. You know, wash the back, wash the sides, wash all of it. Yup. I feel some kind of way about that. Wash your pans. I think I was somewhere and I watched someone, you know, just take some off the shelf, and it was like they were just gonna just use it as it was. Like, are you crazy? Is you crazy? Yeah, look at that. These pans. I ain't got no room for sauce. I don't have any room for meat. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work at all. So yeah, I'm either have to get some bigger pans. I might have to drive down to G2 and get the roasting pans. That's what they're called. No. They're not roasting pans because they plug in. There's something. And yeah, before you came on, I was talking about this is you know, I get this from my dad. He loves to feed folks, definitely loves to cook for people. I don't really like cooking, but I do like cooking for people, like making them happy through their stomach. That I do like. And he would always overcook. He'd make way too much food. So I definitely have his disease for sure. You know? I ain't mad. Not mad at all. So this is a good way. If I can find the receipt, I can tell you how much all this stuff costs. If you yourself need to feed a bunch of people on the cheap, the spaghetti was $1.67 a piece, so let's call that $1.50. That was $3 for 4 pounds of spaghetti. The spaghetti sauce is $4.82. So basically $5. I bought 4 of them. That's 20 right now. I've used 3, so $15. 15 plus 3 is 18. And then the Jimmy Dean is also $4.82. So, and I got 4 things of sausage. So basically, $5 for the 4 sausages a piece is 20. The sauce was 20, and the noodles were 3. So $43. This is enough spaghetti to feed easily 30 people. Easily. So you want to make your money stretch? This is a great way to do it. You know, if you want to put some vegetables in there, you could do that. I will not contaminate my spaghetti with vegetables. That's blasphemy. You can have your vegetables on the side. I would never do that. We're all meat lovers, carnivores here. I can't even believe those words came out of my mouth. I apologize, spaghetti. It's horrible, you know. Then what you could do, now these unfortunately are crazy expensive right now. So I honestly don't even recommend these. So if you got 30 people and they all want 2, you probably gonna need two or 3 of these. They will tear these up. So you know what? A loaf of bread works just fine. Put a little butter on that some. Put a little Italian seasoning. Boom goes the dynamite. Don't do it. But yeah, you're trying to cut costs. Uh, if you want to put a protein with it, look for a good deal on your chicken or something else. Got a good deal on the fried chicken. One of the things you can do is like SARS has Monday and Friday deals. I think I don't know what Dave Winko's deal is. Everyone likes, or a lot of people like SARS chicken. Some people like Fred Meyer's chicken. I don't know how people feel about Safeway's chicken, but people will let you know. Just ask people what they like, and then go on that deal day, and then you can get the hookup on the chicken if you don't have time to cook it. You see what I'm saying? So that's a way to go. Making potato salad is nice and cheap because you just need a bag of potatoes, some mayonnaise, mustard, and a few other things. You can put that together, uh, boil some eggs. Make sure you use your smoked paprika to top it off. That's a nice, inexpensive dish that you can make to serve a lot of people. And then there was a sale at Fred Meyer's right now. If you buy 4 or more bags of potato chips, are like $1.88 a bag. So that's really good, especially since I've seen them for like $5 recently, like $5 for a bag of Doritos. Like you got to be crazy. You got to be crazy. It ain't happening. It ain't going down like that. So that's a good way to go. Or getting like the off-brand, is another thing you can do. Uh, if they're cheap enough, like the hot dog buns, those work really good with spaghetti. Again, melt some butter. You don't even have to do that, but you can melt some butter, put some Italian seasoning, some garlic salt, some garlic powder on there, put it on broil in the oven for a little bit, pull it out, then bam, you got that with the spaghetti. My dad says you got to have that sopping. You need to have something to sop it up with. So you take your bread and you get that bowl and you just scrape it. Gotta sop it up. That bowl, that plate should be clean when you're done if you did it right. You know what I'm saying? He believed in sopping. Sopping is a thing. It is the truth. So we're almost done here with my second batch of noodles. Like I said, I won't say foolishly. I need to make room. This is just a smaller space. And from downsizing from a 5-bedroom, 3-bath house to this little tiny space. And it's like, man, you just can't keep all your stuff. You gotta make some hard decisions. And they kind of come in stages. And it could be emotional, man. I never when I was younger, my dad would just keep all this stuff. And it's like, Dad, just get rid of it. And he would have such angst with getting rid of stuff. And it's like, man, you don't use it. You ain't even seen it. You ain't even thinking about it. Just let it go. Well, when you become an adult, then you understand. Those things somehow have some type of significance, and it's hard to let it go. Or all of a sudden, you remember how much you paid for it, and you're like, man, I paid $40 for that pot, or whatever the case may be. It's like I can't get rid of it. I might need to use it. And then you have a confirmation bias because that one time that you gave something away and then you actually looked for it because it was that blue moon when you needed it, you didn't have it. That's what you store in your memory bank, right? So now you can't get rid of nothing because last time you did that, you ended up needing it. So I can't possibly get rid of this thing. Like stop the cap. So yeah, getting rid of stuff is hard. Letting go can be very difficult. Let me tell you. I probably need to pack up the PlayStation for the kids. Definitely need to bring the VR. Kids love the VR. Whew, man. That's the bad thing about if it rains and you got to go to another location because you got to pack it all up and take it somewhere else, when we throw parties at the house, right? So when I was married and still living in the house, it was so big. It was like almost 3,000 square feet. And so we'd have 60, 70 people over for gatherings. And it was such a strange house because it had, I don't even know what they call it. It had it had a dining room, a traditional dining room, a traditional living room. Then it had like another dining room, and then there was an addition. So the house used to have a garage, right? So that got turned into another family room. And I mean, this thing was huge. I mean, it was like a 4-car garage. So half of it was like a family room, and then the other half had like linoleum down, so it was like another dining room, right? I mean, it was just massive. And then there was a garage on top of that. So I mean, we would have. Oh, and then we called it the auxiliary dining room. I don't even know what to call it. You come in the door, and if you go straight or if you turn left, you go into a galley kitchen that was huge that went from one side to the other, right to the dining room, and then with like the traditional chandelier. But if you walk straight, there was like another living room, and so the piano would sit there, and another dining room table. My grandfather's really old table sat in there, and so we would have massive gatherings, man, and it was always a lot of fun. So I guess that stuff has been in me for a long time, but that's how my dad, did it on the holidays. So you just end up following suit, I guess. I won't lie, I got to a point where there was a time that I liked having celebrations and, making folks happy and whatnot. But I wasn't really a club person, especially when I got married. So we would just have people over. Well, problem is, it's like, man, you cooking all this food, you providing all the alcohol, folks coming, they hanging out, they having a good time, they want to take a plate. Some people want to take alcohol to go. I'm like, what, you want to take some alcohol to go? Like, are you crazy? They don't want to help you clean up. So after a while, I started feeling some kind of way. Layla's mom was like, I mean, if you get so frustrated, why don't you just stop doing it? So that's what I did. I stopped doing parties. It was like, um, these folks, they ain't trying to chip in. They trying to eat for the next 2 days off the leftovers and drink for like another 2 days. Like, wow. So I stopped for a long time, and I would just have smaller gatherings. I would say to folks, um, well, why don't we do the next one at your house? And we're like, oh, I ain't got the space for that, or I don't want people tearing my house up. It's like, oh, wait, what? You don't want people tearing your house up? It's okay for them to come over here and tear mine up? Like, wow, you really said that out loud, huh? I'm like, all right. So I got away from it, and then, but now, I run G2, so it's a party every Thursday. We feeding people. It's like it is what it is. Can't really get away from it. But we had folks over for Thursday for a barbecue. Uh, so we had like 20 people over here, and then Cameron's Kitchen ended up being like the biggest Cameron's Kitchen with adults and not just the little ones. And then today was supposed to be an event, but of course the rain, so we're gonna go over and have it at the church. So it's like almost 3 days in a row, 3 out of 4 days. You're entertaining. So it is what it is. But it's good to be able to provide that space for people. You know, Life is hard. Try to enjoy it. Smile. It's precious. It's fleeting. You do want to make sure your sausage is cooked all the way through. I do not like undercooked meat at all. Chicken, hamburger, yuck. Although when I was a kid, I used to like eating raw hamburger meat. I loved to just, I would like to taste it. It actually didn't taste bad to me. I'd get in so much trouble if I got caught eating raw hamburger meat. What are you doing? Is you crazy? Have you lost your mind? Yeah. So yeah, so all y'all that are watching, we are meeting at the church at 2 p.m. Spades, dominoes, Uno, whatever else you can do with that. We'll be at 4040 Wheaton Way. Let me see if I find the address here. Get it for y'all. I want to say I'm glad Monday's a holiday, but that don't mean nothing. We 7 days a week, you know. It's like, oh, I'm gonna sleep in. Ain't no sleep in. Matter of fact, it's 6 o'clock. I might be able to go hit Evergreen and get my walk in. That's what I really want to do. I think it stopped raining for a little bit. I'll go get my little 3 miles in real quick. That would be nice. That'll be really nice. Yeah, I don't see that. I got so many things under this thing, but at 12 o'clock, we got Jennifer Chamberlain. So tune in for that. And I promise I'm looking for this address. But it is 4040 Wheaton Way. Oh, there it is. That's where we'll be at 2 p.m. You are welcome to help us celebrate. Let's celebrate. All right, I got this feeling that these noodles have been going for 11 minutes or more. They're looking kind of fat. So now I'm wondering, is my timer not on? Alexa, how much time I got left on my timer? Oh, I don't think I set a timer. All right, so make sure you watch your food. These noodles are a little fat. Yeah, them joints is a little fat. They swole. These noodles on swole. Get all my noodles out of here. I want all my noodles. Then you put the little oil in there, right? I put a little oil, a little salt, and then you don't have to worry about your noodles sticking. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Bam! See what I'm saying? They don't burn. That's the trick. That's what you got to do. I don't have a lot of skills, but the skills that I have are my skills. They mine. And we just bring in this spaghetti sauce up to a nice simmer. We don't want it to get to a rolling boil. We don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to get it there. Sometimes I'll doctor it up. I'll put some Italian seasonings and some other things in there. But honestly, it doesn't need it. You know, plus, folks might have some dietary stuff going on. We go old now, so, people got blood pressure issues, diabetes, you know, the gout. People got stuff going on. So it's like, all right. But it's pretty good. Anyhow, man, I've been on here for, how long I've been on here for? Oh, almost an hour. All right, well, enjoy your day. If you go to church, enjoy your service today. Have a productive day or get your rest in. Monday is coming, you know. And again, 12 p.m., Jennifer Chamberlain, and then 2 p.m., I will be at the church having a good time. All right, I'm Arwan. This is Conduit. See y'all later.